All right, today we are looking at the other type of special right triangles, and these are 30, 60, 90. So that means one angle is 30 degrees, a second angle is 60, and you have to have that right angle. In the question, it'll either tell you 30 or 60. So if it says this top one is 60, the bottom one has to be 30. But we'll look at that in the examples. So for our rules, how this one works is since it's three different angles, you're going to have three different sides. So across from the smallest angle of 30 degrees is going to be our x. This is all by itself. Then across from the 60 degree, we have x to the square root of 3. So you can think of three different angles, square root 3. And then across from, I'm going to change the color of that 60 so it matches. So across from 60 degrees is x square root 3. And then across from the 90 is 2x. So with the 45, 45, 90, we had x square root of 2. With 30, 60, 90, we have x square root of 3, and 2x. So this is where you'll want to make sure you have this noted so you can come back to this. The second triangle, 30 is in a different spot. So that means our x is still across from 30. Here, 60 is in a different spot, so our x square root of 3 is across from 60. And then our 90 degrees is where we have 2x. So make sure you've got this written down so you can remember this as we go and look at the examples and as you go into the practice. So let's look at some examples. So on example 1, first we'll look at our angles and see what we have. So I can see I have my 90 degree, and from my picture, across from 90 degrees will be 2x. I have 60 degrees. Across from 60 will be x square root of 3. So that means this last angle is my 30 degrees. And across from that will be x. So when we look, the one number they gave us is 8. And we see 8 is next to x, so 8 is our x. So now I can take this 8 and plug it in where I see x. So across from 60 we have x square root of 3. So for this triangle I would take out x and plug in 8. So I'd have 8 square root of 3. And then across from 90 I've got 2x. So I take out x and plug in 8. So I have 2 times 8, and 2 times 8 is 16. So if I look, and let's see, we want from E to D. So E to D is this bottom side, and that answer is 8 square root of 3. And then we want from D to F. So from D up to F, that's where we got 16. So D to F is 16. All right, let's look at another one. So again, I'm going to look at the angles and see what we have first. So I have 90 degrees. Across from 90 degrees is 2x. I see 60 degrees. Across from 60 is x square root of 3. So that means my last corner is going to be 30. and across from 30, I'll have x. So this time they gave us 14. So that means that 14 is equal to 2x. So to find out what just x is, we need to divide by 2 to get rid of this 2. So those 2's cancel, and then x equals 14 divided by 2 is 7. So x equals 7. So wherever I see x in the rest of the triangle, I want to put in 7. So here I see x, so I want to put that in as 7. Here I see another x square root of 3, so I want to take out x and put in 7 square root of 3. So now I need to fill in my blanks. It asks for n to e, so here's n over to e, that's where I have 7. And then it asks for e to w, and that's where we've got the 7 square root of 3. Alright, we got 2 more we're going to look at. Okay, example 3. So let's start with the angles, with what we see. So I'm going to start with my 90. Across from 90, we'll put 2x. Then this time here, it gives me 30 degrees. Across from 30 degrees is x. So that means this last corner has to be 60 degrees. So across from 60 degrees, I have x square root of 3. So if we look for the number they gave us this side, 9 square root of 3. So when I go to find out x, I have square root of 3, square root of 3, and then here x and 9 line up. So this means that x equals 9. Since the square root of 3's are the same, my x is 9. So now I need to go and plug in 9 for x. So here at the bottom I have plain x, so that x will equal 9. And then on the hypotenuse, I've got 2x, so I want to plug in 2 times, take out x, and plug in 9. And 2 times 9 gets us 18. So now I'm going to look at what they ask for. So first they want b to c. So here's b over to c, which is 9. And then it asks for a to c. So here's a down to c, and that side is 18. All right, and our last example. So I'm always going to start with what angles. So here is 90. Across from 90, I'll have 2x. Again, this time they gave us 30. So across from 30 will be x. So that means my last angle has to be 60 degrees. So across from 60 degrees, I'll have x square root of 3. So this time, when we look at what they gave us square root of 3. So that means that square root of 3 is x. So when I go to plug this in, I'm going to plug in square root of 3. So when I look at 60, here is x. So I'm going to take out x and plug in square root of 3. And then I still have square root of 3. So if you remember from last time, we cannot have 2 square roots in our answer. So I need to go to my calculator and type in square root of 3. So that's second x squared, 3. Arrow to the side so that your square root stops. And then we want another square root of 3. Then we'll press enter and we get 3. So square root of 3 times square root of 3 is simply 3. And then we need to go here, we have 2x, so again take out x, plug in square root of, I was about to write 2, not 2, of 3. So you can leave it as 2 square root of 3, or if you like a decimal, you can type in 2 second square root of 3, press enter, and here I can put 3.46 if you want the decimal. Yes, right, okay. So, let's see, first it wants J to L. So J drop down to L is the 2 square root of 3, or you can put 3.46. They both work. So I'm going to put them both. 2 square root of 3 equals 3.46. On your practice, just put 1. Don't put them both. And then the last blank is KL. So K over to L is where we ended up with 3. All right, so use your notes. Please, please, please use your notes because that will help you remembering where is x, where is 2x, where is x squared root of 3. And you've got a practice in Google Classroom. If you have any questions, ask me or Ms. B.